Welcome to How to Survive in Cambodia by Shenae, Boorman and Caitlin Struna. So, where is Cambodia?
Cambodia is located on the Indo-Chinese peninsula, bordered by Thailand, Laos and Vietnam. The scenic mountains and forestry which surround the Mekong River contribute to its vast land area. What should I pack?
The climate is tropical, with warm to hot weather all year round and wet and dry seasons alternating, so pack cotton-based clothing and open sandals. You also need to consider the cultural imperatives of modest dress, particularly for women. What should I expect to see?
The Tonle Sap, also known as the Great Lake, is one of the richest sources of freshwater fish and exports to markets including Thailand, Vietnam and Australia. The Mekong River flows through Cambodia, China, Laos, Thailand and Vietnam. Watch out for counterfeit goods. Handbags and footwear contribute to Cambodia's city of faith. How do I prepare for travel?
Population shifts from rural to urban areas were caused by guerrilla warfare, contributing to the destruction of Cambodia's healthcare system, infrastructure and transportation. From 1975, Cambodia was rebuilt after the Khmer Rouge, although the loss of highly educated Cambodians was immense, leaving the country with limited knowledge surrounding health and hygiene.
Health issues and diseases such as hepatitis, tetanus, and malaria are of concern. Vaccinations for Cambodian people are difficult to enforce due to the lack of infrastructure and transportation. With an unreliable transportation industry, there are no laws regarding logistics, showing the main method of freight transportation being by road, which accounts for 70%. What should I know about the people?
Cambodia has a population of 15.4 million. Khmer is the official language, with 95% of the population considered Buddhist. Cambodia's GDP of 16.78 billion represents 0.3% of the world's economy. What's the economy like?
Cambodia is the 81st largest exporting economy in the world. Top exports include knit sweaters, postage stamps, and men's and women's suiting, with the main trading partners being China, Hong Kong, and the UK. Their top imports include knit fabrics and petroleum, importing from China, Thailand, and Vietnam. The average tariff rate is 8.9%, primarily using the GSP system of tariff reductions specific for developing countries exporting to the EU. Why should I know about the TCF industry in Cambodia?
Tourism and clothing manufacturing are the main industries relied on by the economy in Cambodia. There was 5.7 billion exported just in clothing and footwear in 2014, with Cambodian women being 90% of the workers within these manufacturing factories. The Cambodian garment industry is slowly increasing, with the cut, make and trim process using imported fabric contributing to 60% of the industry. The annual turnover contributes to 16% or 5.1 billion of the economy's GDP. Is the workplace similar to that of Australia?
There have been cases of sexual harassment considered typical within this type of workplace, showcasing the high power distance culture of Cambodia. At least 1 in 5 have reported such harassment, with much going unnoticed. Does Cambodia facilitate trade well?
With the assistance of the World Bank and the EU Trade Development Support Programme Trust Fund, Cambodia is complying with international standards and slowly becoming a manufacturing destination. Foreign direct investment has increased rapidly in recent years due to favourable investment conditions and low labour costs. 90% of private investments in the Cambodian garment and textiles industry are foreign. How has Cambodia changed throughout the years?
Cambodia signed the Paris Peace Agreements in 1991, launching Cambodia into reconstruction after 2 decades of conflict. The political system is a constitutional monarchy with a representative democracy. The hybrid legal system of Cambodia uses code law with French, Soviet and Vietnamese influences. There are currently no laws and regulations regarding the TCF industry. What is the political position in Cambodia?
The biggest political risk is corruption, where lubrication is often used by businesses to gain access to licenses quicker. Cambodia scores high in the corruption index, rated the 150th country with a score of 22. The current Cambodian government is encouraging foreign investment. The 1994 law on investment guarantees that foreign investments will not be domesticated or expropriated, and price controls will not be placed on products. What is the culture like in comparison to Australia?
Traditionally, Cambodia has a high power distance in comparison to Australia. There are clear boundaries between superiors and employees. Cambodians work in hierarchical workplaces where decisions are made by management and subordinates follow directions without question. Cambodian society also has high collectivism. Personal relationships are crucial and need to be built before any form of negotiation can occur, and long-term orientation with employees is favoured. Is there a gender balance?
Due to years of civil unrest and war, the male population has greatly decreased, making Cambodia a primarily feminine culture. How do Cambodians cope with time and change?
Cambodia is generally more relaxed with attitudes towards schedules and deadlines and are considered more pea time. Business meetings do not tend to stick to schedules, and small talk is prevalent before meetings. Cambodians often find it difficult to embrace change, and investors need to be careful when administering new policies and products. This may be why only 39.5% of Cambodians own a smartphone, and only 9% of the population are internet users. What are the cultural imperatives that I must follow?
The traditional Cambodian greeting, Sompa, is made by putting your 2 hands together with fingertips near the chin and giving a slight bow with your head. Rule of thumb is to return whatever greeting that you were given initially. Relationships are important to the Cambodian people, especially in terms of the business culture, where going out for dinner and drinks is considered part of the business relationship. What are the optional cultural cues that I should keep in mind?
Like in any culture, it is important to try and learn some of the local phrases, as the locals will appreciate your efforts, even if it's not always correct. If invited to a local's house, it's imperative that you take your shoes off, but also optional to take your socks off. What is a Cambodian no-no?
It's important not to bring up any political issues as they are sensitive topics and may create a sense of tension. Thanks for watching!